Hello, future people. Welcome to Getting Tabled. I'm Jason the Bruce, and today we're going to be checking out Behind the Trigger from Malifaux. So this is one of their newer box sets. Behind the Trigger is one of the box sets where you get to play the old masters in a new way. It's basically the same old masters, but with a new coat of paint. They get new rules, they have new models to go with that. Most of their rules for these guys have been out since, well, before I played my game earlier in the year that I spoke about. But I haven't actually had the chance to buy any of the models for these sets myself yet. This particular one is for the Gremlins and the Guild, and it's Perdita Ortega and Ophelia LaCroix. Ophelia LaCroix has been one of my favourite guild masters for a while on the Gremlin side. She's very easy to pick up. She's not hard to use. I don't know about the overloaded version as far as difficulty is concerned. I guess I'll try and figure that out as we're reading through the card. Otherwise, genuinely looking forward to having a look at this. So, first things first, getting a look at the cover. So the first thing you're going to notice, there's 3 characters in this box. This is Petita Ortega. This is Sly Sixshots. This gentleman is the only new character in the box. And then we have Ophelia LaCroix. So on the back, as usual, you get your 3D representation of the miniature itself. It's probably worth noting for new players, these here can be cut out and used as markers for your games. So if you're someone that does need some and you're getting into the game, keep these boxes because it's an easy way to get tokens if you don't want to have to go out and buy them. Save yourself a bit of money. All right, first things first. Weird. I'm going to continue calling you on this. There is absolutely no reason this box needed to be the size that it was. That's absolutely ridiculous. I'm going to continue calling you on this. This is absolutely ridiculous. No wonder I could hear it rattling around. You're lucky that things didn't break off the sprue in the box. All right, first things first, we're going to start with Petita Ortega. Although she's not the person that I'm interested in this box, I know that there will be some of you out there that are. So, she will cost you 15. She's an Everborn Hunter, Master, Living, and her keyword is family. That's the important one here. She's Guild. She's got a defense of 6, willpower of 7, movement of 5, and she's size 2. I will let you read through her skills here. Oh, health-wise, she has 11 wounds. So on the back, she has her custom Peacebringer. It's got a range of 12 inches. It's got a stat of 6, and it's against defense. Target suffers 2, 4, or 5 damage. If you manage to get a ram, you get High Noon, which means that you gain shielded +2. Silver bullets when resolving, and until the end of the phase, the target cannot heal. This is going to be very helpful for certain factions, especially if you've got someone that's really annoying you. That's the one that you're going to want to get off. And then finally, with a mask, we get Stagger. Models damaged by this action gain staggered. I'm sure that's a huge shot. We've also a huge shock to everybody. We've got Trick Shot, which is also on 12 inches. Stat needs to be 6 with your tomes. Resistance is movement, which is interesting. I don't know if I've ever seen that. We've got a target number of 12. This action ignores friendly fire. Move the target up to 3 inches. If the target is an enemy model, it gains stunned. If you have an extra time, then you can call family values. Once per activation, enemy only, another friendly model within 6 inches may either draw a card or take the concentrate action. With a ram, you get mark the target. Another friendly model may take a shoot action, targeting the same model. This action receives a plus to its... It receives advantage on its duel. That is really nice. And then finally on a mask, you get ricochet. Choose a model within 3 inches of the target. That model suffers 1, 2, or 4 damage, which cannot be cheated. That, I quite like the ricochet on that. And then finally, with the tactical actions, we have on-the-job training. Range of 6 inches, stat of 6. Target number of 13 with a ram. Once per turn, summon a Pistolero de la Tiga. I may have butchered that. Within range, with a specialty upgrade attached. We will have a look at those in a moment. And then finally, her quick action is Protector. It has a bubble of 12 inches. This action does not require line of sight. Friendly family within range gains shielded 1. That is going to be your big game changer here. All right, let's have a look at the upgrades, shall we? I'm only going to go through this very quickly. So, first things first, we have Nephilim Hunter. We have Hag Hunter. And we have Ghost Hunter. And we have Bestial Hunter. So these are specific upgrades that allow you to work with those particular types of monsters. All right. Sly 6 shots will cost you 6. He's an enforcer and he's living. He has 2 keywords you'll notice. Family is obvious. That means that he will work with our lovely lady that we were just discussing. But because he is kin, it also means that he is available to the one we haven't looked at yet. All right. Defense masks. Willpower of 5. Movement of 5. Size 2. I'll let you have a look at the abilities for yourself. Has 6 health. We have just the one attack. 6 shooters. Range of 12. Stat is 4 and it's against defense. Increase this action's final duel total by +1 for each scheme marker within 3 inches of the target. That's really nice. To a maximum of +2. Okay, yep, that's fine. So you only get 2 at the most. Target suffers 2, 4, or 5 damage. Take the heat on a ram after resolving a friendly, family, or kin model within 6 inches of the target may move up to 2 inches. That could be very useful. Tactical actions. False claim. Range of 3 inches. You've got a stat of 6 and a target number of 12. You cannot do this while you're engaged. Drop 2 scheme markers within range. During the end phase, remove a friendly scheme marker from play. So, you put 2 down. One of them is fake. You get to decide at the end which one of them it is that is fake. On a ram, black market arms. Once per turn, another friendly kin or family model within 3 inches of a dropped marker may make a firing action. On a mask, you get sneak away. Once per turn, this model may be... Once per turn, this model must be within 1 inch of blocking terrain. Place this model anywhere within 8 inches of its current location and within 1 inch of blocking terrain. That is really good. If you're in trouble, this helps you get away. And then his quick action is free loot. 3 inches. Target an enemy scheme marker. Place this model into base-to-base contact with the target. Then remove the target and draw a card. That's going to be very useful. And then finally, this is the reason that I brought the box. So, Ophelia LaCroix cost you 15. Master, living, and she is kin. She's got a defense of 5, willpower of 6. She has movement of 5, and she's size 1. I will let you read through the abilities for yourself. She does have 12 wounds. Attacks-wise, you'll notice a lot of these are very similar. That's not an accident. Custom firearms, so this is almost exactly the same. Her stat is 5, but with a mask. There's your difference. She's actually doing the same damage. On a ram, she does new gun. Attach an arsenal upgrade to this model. On a mask, you get the same stagger as before. She also has trick shot, which is almost the same. You've got the stat of 5. Otherwise, it's pretty much all the same up until your triggers. So on a tome, you get good for a laugh. Draw 2 cards, then discard a card, which is always helpful. Ricochet is the same as the other one. And tactical actions are different. So we have target practice, which is 20-inch range. This is on a 36-inch board because it's a 3-foot by 3-foot board. That's nuts. Stat of 6, target X. The target number of this action is equal to the distance in inches between this model and target scheme marker. Remove the target. Interesting. So she can actually attack a target, a scheme marker. If you get a tome, you get bullseye when resolving. Before the target is removed, enemy models within 3-inch bubble of it gain distracted +1. That I really like that, actually. That's really nice. Raiding operation for the quick action. Up to 3 friendly king in line of sight may discard an attached arsenal upgrade and resolve one of the following effects. Either call for backup, summon a young LaCroix in base-to-base contact with a friendly kin, or it's broken, drop a friendly scheme marker in base-to-base with a friendly kin model, or load up, draw a card, or time to rest, the friendly kin heals 2. So, very, very quickly, the reason that these two are very similar is gremlins in this world kind of have this thing that when they first appear, whatever they see first, they kind of learn all about them and mimic them, and it's these two that they're basically enemies for that reason, because she basically copied everything to do with her. It is a little bit more complicated than that, but it gives you the idea. All right, so let's have a look at the mini itself. One thing I really do like about Malifaux models is everything to do with one mini is all together. So hypothetically, now in my case, I don't want all of these minis. I don't play with this lady. So she's going to go away at some point. If I was just to snip that and this was going to a friend, I could give this to the friend. I don't have to go find all of the individual pieces. I can just give them her bit of the sprue. I really, really like that. It's kind of a shame that not everybody does it. So this is our Mr. Six Shots here. He is on the largest base out of all of them. The detail on these is pretty much as you would expect from Weird. The thing you need to understand with Weird minis is they are a little bit more complicated to build than some of the other companies you may be used to. But at least this one looks fairly straightforward, which is honestly surprising to me. It looks fairly simple at first glance. It may not be, but it certainly looks it. On the back, so that is part of your trench coat. And this is his big stage. This guy reminds me of the crazy hairdresser in Sweeney Todd that Sweeney Todd tries to compete with. That's what it reminds me of. But this guy's selling guns, so which makes sense. Here we have Ophelia LaCroix, which is the reason I brought the box, pretty much. My original version of this is painted up to look like Lara Croft. I have no idea how I'm going to paint this one up yet. Obviously, I can't do Lara Croft on this one. I mean, I could, but I'm not going to. She'll have to cosplay as somebody else. I really like the gun. The rifle has got some really nice detail in it. Weird minis always have really nice detail. Anybody that's built them will know. Pretty much since 2nd edition, pretty much, their stuff has been absolutely stunning. And this is the sort of thing that you will start having to get used to, is like heads and so forth being in multiple pieces. And is that a hand? That is literally a hand. All right, over here, this is actually largely one piece. It's kind of just a few extra bits. She has, that's parts of her hair that also appears to be part of it. She's wearing a hat which goes on top, and then this is flowing down the back, I believe. Yep. So that's the sort of stuff that you're going to have to get used to with Malifaux models. They are a little bit more complicated to build than some others. And when you see them in his side by side, you start seeing a little bit more about how similar they are. I mean, they are different, but you can see that there are some similarities with the long hair, the long coat. So this is, Ophelia is copying our hunter over here, Perdita. The big thing with these boxes is that because you're buying multiple masters, you're getting multiple masters in the box and then an extra that can work with either of them. Depending on who you play, you will get more value out of some boxes than you will with others. From a business standpoint, obviously this makes a lot of sense to Weird, because in order for you to get the most value out of the box, then you're maybe going to have to buy the rest of the stuff for the other faction. From a customer point of view, I've never been entirely comfortable with this, because at least in my case, every single one of the boxes that I need to buy is half full of something I don't want, more or less. The minis in this are absolutely stunning. If you are lucky enough to be playing both factions, then this is absolutely remarkable value. If not, so in my case, I have Petita Ortega, and I'm never going to use her. If there's someone in the Malifaux community in Melbourne that doesn't want to buy the Ophelia half, feel free to reach out to me, and we will have a chat. But the other two will not be available. You've made it through to the end of another video. Your next mission is to hit subscribe and comment down below. If you'd like to reach out to the team, consider doing that, gettingtabled@gmail.com. Consider subscribing to our Patreon. For only $2 a month, you get early access to almost every single video that we do. Our most active social media is facebook.com/gettingtabled. It's where you'll find everything first. There's also a Discord. There's an invite on screen right now. If you type that in, it'll give you instant access. If you're on Twitter or Instagram, you can find us at gettingtabled. It's not the most active, but it's something we're trying to use more all the time. Come and check out Jason the Bruce at Twitch. He does both video game and hobby content. And of course, without question, play more games.